A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this.
Welcome you guys to the Level Up Lounge podcast. Here we are in another episode, and this episode is going to be a really good one. And if you guys have been following for a while now, you guys understand how much I emphasize the concept of the mind and our mindset. So before we get into the episode, if this episode provides value to you in any way possible, please share it with your family member, with your friend, with a coworker, with anyone possible that you think would value from listening to this episode. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to add value to you so you can add value to someone else and overall create a growth-oriented environment for us all. I'm not trying to gatekeep any of this information. This is something I want you to apply to your life. And, I want to see your improvements in your life as well. So with that being said, let's get straight into the episode. So mindset matters. In all honesty, guys, mindset is what separates the masses. It's what separates the winners from the losers. It's not about the cards you're dealt. And a lot of people have that misconception that, they have an advantage because of X, Y, and Z. Yes, it might be an easier road, but at the end of the day, there's no excuse for someone to not be successful because we have the most powerful tool that humankind has ever seen, and that is the human mind. Because at the end of the day, no matter what situation, scenario, environment you are in or you were born into, we have the choice, we have the free will to see what situations or what opportunities we are able to take on. Our mindset on how we view problems, or vice versa, how we view opportunities, is the main indicator of where we are headed in life. To dig deeper into that idea, let's use an example of somebody who only sees in negative thoughts and negative thinking, a negative thought process. Right off the bat, they are putting themselves in a disadvantage to win or gain an opportunity in this world because they are not seeing the good out of opportunities or seeing the good out of doing something different. What they're doing in reality is confining their environment into this little box, into this way of thinking that, the world is not as good as people say it is. And I am most likely going to get hurt. And maybe it's better I should stay here in my comfort zone because if I step out into the unknown, then I'm just going to get eaten alive. Right? So all these scenarios I'm playing right now in your head, this is all a belief system somebody has in their own mind that they made up in their own head. Now that's very powerful because at the end of the day, we are only living the life we are making up in our head. If you believe you're going to be a superstar and you're very confident in what you say and what you do and what you practice, then your emotions in your world is going to reflect exactly what that is. Your confidence is going to be shown and portrayed in any environment. If you carry yourself around like I'm a successful millionaire or successful businessman or successful dad or mom, whatever that may be, you will ultimately become what you think you are. And I know that concept can be kind of difficult to wrap your head around, but we do become the person we think we are. Because the power of thinking is the most powerful thing a human can do. The world we live in is reflected upon our thoughts and our energy and how we feel on a daily basis. So if you feel confident, if you feel like a winner, if you feel like you can conquer the world on a daily basis and keep this momentum rolling while you're chasing opportunities, while you're tackling challenges, then you will jump those hurdles and move mountains. On the other side, if you carry yourself with negative self-talk, if your self-esteem is very low, if you have a lot of doubtful thoughts that, you just can't do it, then you're right. You can't do it because you don't believe you can do it. And that's a reality of having a mindset. And that's why we're doing this episode. Mindset is everything. Before any action is done, a thought was developed before that. For example, on your phone right now, if you're listening to this on the iPhone, this physical device that you're able to do thousands, if not millions of things on, this was an idea in somebody else's head, but they just had the courage and bravery to make it happen into a physical product, and now, reaping the benefits of what they did, right? Or for example, let's say you're hungry. Before you eat a sandwich, you thought to yourself, you're hungry, right? So where I'm getting at this with this point is that before any action or any development in the physical realm happens, it's all developed in your mind. So if that's the case, then don't you think it's important we are careful about the way we think and the thoughts we construct in our head as we go on with our lives? It's important to be very aware of what's going on in our head as we move on in our daily lives. It's very important. And it's very, very easy to slip off into the negative way of thinking because if you want to find a reason to be negative, if you want to find a reason to get pissed off, then you will find that reason to get pissed off, and it would just validate what you're thinking, and then overall make your whole world full of that pool of negative thoughts, because that's what you believe how the world works. If you guys can take one thing away from this podcast episode, it's just about ask yourself right now, what do you believe? What are some affirmations, whether they're negative or positive? What are some things you've been telling yourself lately? I want you guys to challenge yourself right now and think about what you've been telling yourself lately. And if what you've been telling yourself lately, has that been happening in your life recently? It's a very slippery slope when it comes to our way of thinking. And that's why mindset matters so much. And it's so important we are careful of how we think. And a huge part of that is just keeping your attitude in check. You have to develop the discipline of keeping a good attitude in this world, because yes, there is negative shit that happens. There is stuff that happens in this world that, you can't just be all rainbows and unicorns about a certain situation, because shit does happen. It's life. But in my previous episodes, you have the discipline to see there's a different door to go through or a different opportunity to learn something and carry that as a lesson, and then, go on to the next step using this lesson, and you won. Because when you're a learner, you really just can't lose. You can't lose because you are always picking something up and you are always winning along the way.
But the